Hey everybody, and welcome back to Up North Aquatics. As promised, today is the feeding video, so let's get started. So I guess I'll start by explaining what we're feeding today. What I like to do is take some high quality foods and mix them with some just average or staple foods just to make them last longer, but yet make sure everybody still gets high quality foods. So our bigger guys are going to get this mixture. It's pond pellets mixed with the Tetras brand of cichlid pellets mixed with Acara cichlid blend. The smaller guys are going to get this right here. That is a mixture of Acara Vibrobites, Acara micro pellets, and just a cheaper flake food as a staple. And then the snails will get a pleco wafer. First, we'll feed our larger South Americans the bigger pellet. I always try to make sure I grab from the bottom of the container to get some food that's been crushed up a little bit so that the tetras always have a chance to get a bite at something. But here they go. One thing I will say about these guys is they can be pretty food aggressive. Watch your fingers with the bigger ones. They will go after your fingers. But this is always a fun tank to feed. Lots of action. And every once in a while we do catch our pleco coming out to grab a pellet, but he's seeming to be a little camera shy. Maybe we can work on that. As well as the firemouth cichlid that's in here. He also doesn't really like to come out for the camera, but oh, as soon as I say it, he sees that food and there he is. Next, we'll do a little montage of all the tanks that are going to get the smaller food. And we'll start with the female bettas and tetras. This is the tank that the video yesterday was on, moving the tetras into here. Check it out if you haven't checked it out yet. It was kind of a fun project. But these guys are all still doing well, no issues. My favorite thing about these female bettas, they're literally like, we'll let you pet them. Up next will be one of the South American growouts, the Jack Dempsey and the electric blue Acara. These guys finally just started eating in front of me. They were a little shy for a little while. Oops. So let's see if we can't get that on camera here. There they go. Again, they are on the smaller food for now. Obviously, once they get some size on them, they'll be eating the big boy pellets, but that's not going to be for quite a while yet. I do feed these guys every single day, as well as the guppy tank, and everybody else pretty much just gets every other day. But these guys I'm trying to grow out fast, and the guppies I'm trying to keep them breeding, so they do get food every day, as well as larger water changes to make up for the extra waste in the water that comes with extra feeding. And that's strictly for the sole purpose of growing them out really fast. But as you can see, I do feed quite a bit, and I do change quite a bit of water, clean water, lots of food. And these guys, like I said, will also get bloodworms at least twice a week, just to put some large amount of protein into them, and also for color. Their color does show better the more red foods they eat, it seems, in my experience anyway. But yeah, these guys are really fun. Next, we'll do the Tetra community with the rainbow shark, hoping to catch him eating. He's a fun one. He moves really, really fast. So we'll see how camera shy he is, but right now he's kind of hiding in his little hiding hole there. Once he gets some of that food in the water though, maybe he'll come out for us. But yeah, there he is, going from one hiding spot to the next. So to get him to eat, unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to leave him alone. I'm hoping some of these guys do warm up to the camera as they get used to being filmed. I mean, this is the third video I filmed, and probably the second time specifically I filmed him or her, so can't expect too much, but we're working on it. And tetras, the rasboras, eating. They do kind of stay tight together and kind of one at a time, pick from the surface. I don't know if that's like an instinct thing to always keep somebody looking out while everybody's eating or what, but I mean, it works for them, and they can be pretty fun to feed. A lot of action. Here he comes. Looks like he's letting it sink. Rarely does he go to the surface. He does like to kind of let it sink and pick it out of the gravel, pick it off the filter. But yeah, beautiful fish. Can't wait till he gets big. Next, we'll do the African clawed frogs. These guys can be kind of fun. Hoping they eat on camera as well. They're actually one of the few frogs, if not the only one I know of. Their front feet aren't webbed. I'm hoping you can catch that on the camera. And when they eat, they actually shovel food into their mouth. I'm hoping one of them will try to take a bite here. Let's watch that guy, see if he catches that worm right in front of his face. Nope. Maybe they are a little camera shy. But yeah, literally use their unwebbed hands as little shovels to shovel food into their mouth. Kind of like what this guy's doing now to try to get to the surface. Just really odd and unique and kind of fun to have in the fish room. Like I said, something a little different. Oh, there he goes. So yeah, that's eating behavior there. Now one that we're gonna have to watch from the surface to see any action because of the green water. Another one that I do kind of feed pretty heavily. You can see like the decent amount of food I have going in there. Again, everybody in here, I'm trying to breed as much as I can, trying to get the plants to grow as much as I can. So I do kind of overfeed, and I do monitor pretty closely. You can see the guppies eat at the surface. I do have one breeder male that I'm really excited about. Neon blue on the top with a bright red tail, and he has a super high dorsal. It's almost purple. It looks beautiful. He just kind of went under the lid there, and a lot of the females are actually turning out to be yellow. This is all fry from one female that I got pregnant, dropped fry, and then died, unfortunately. But you know, her babies are turning out to be really good looking fish, and I am in contact with somebody who's going to breed some, and then we're going to trade up a little bit to keep our gene pools clean and see what we can get out of it. But again, heavy feeding in here because there are shrimp breeding in here, snails breeding in here, as well as the guppies. And of course, the more waste you put in the water, the quicker these plants will grow. This plant doesn't look like much, but it's actually kind of goes on forever and ever if you pull on it, and really good for growing plants and propagating. One thing is to notice in the fish room is algae. I kind of let it go unless it either restricts the light or clogs up the front viewing panel, but I'll kind of let it go anywhere else. I mean, it's all part of nature. It plays its part, and especially in breeding tanks, fry, especially the snails, but even baby guppies will eat it right off the glass. It's like kind of a free food source. So that's a little tip I would have anybody trying to breed is obviously keep your viewing panel clean so you can see if anything's going wrong, but a little bit of algae on the sides and on the bottom, it's not going to hurt anybody. If anything, it's only going to help you in the long run. Well, this one's boring, and if I was thinking about it, I would have filmed, or I would have put the food in about 6 hours ago, but that's all there is to it. We'll let them sink, and in about 6 hours, every single snail in this tank will be right there. And it's kind of a sight to see, and it's also easy when I want to take a huge group and put them in another tank, whether I'm feeding them or just trying to expand, I guess, the breeding colony I have into other areas. Super easy way to catch them out, but yeah, maybe we'll do an update on these guys where I'll feed them in the morning and I'll film in the afternoon so you can see what it looks like to have, you know, literally hundreds of snails just piled on top of each other. It's kind of neat. Maybe it started out as a breeding project just for kind of functionality down here, so I'd always have a feeder for snails, and I'd always have snails put in other tanks to kind of fight algae and stuff like that if I needed to. Little workhorses. It actually turned into a species that I kind of really enjoy. These are the ram's horn snails, the orange ram's horn snails, and pretty fun. Maybe one day we'll do a species profile video on it. Well, I'm on the topic of species profiles. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any species in here that you would like me to focus on. Maybe I'll write something up and we'll pick a species, and I'll tell you every single thing I know about it, every single, you know, if I bred it or not, and we'll do some research and really find out, you know, really pick one species that everybody's interested in, and just focus on it for a whole video. It could be something fun to do. So yeah, let me know down below, and if it's something you're interested in, as always, like and subscribe so you don't miss out. The tiger barb school is always a fun one to feed, because they'll literally follow my hand right around to where I drop the food in, and then it's just, yeah, all out. No rhyme or reason to it. Everybody's straight for the surface. Excuse me, except for this guy here and that one for some reason. But yeah, I mean, really fun to feed, really fun to watch. Nothing but go for these guys. And hopefully, if this catfish comes out to get some food, I know he would do better in a shoal, like I said in a previous video. Hopefully he gets a little active once he sees the food coming and it looks like it, and he doesn't just stay behind the plants, unless he just moved to hide. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, there he is. See, that is a fun fish to have. I wish I could find more. I'm looking for more, and then I will definitely we'll get these guys more up and close, because their shoaling behavior is really cool, and in groups they are always on the go. But again, I could only find the one for now, so slowly but surely we'll build up a good shoal of them and we'll have some fun with it. But man, he is neat. Now, these guys, I doubt we're gonna catch them eating. There's an awful glare, but I do put food in. They eat what they eat. These are the 24 karat gold white clouds. They eat what they eat, and the snails get the rest. I am trying to build up a good layer of mulm on the bottom, so I can maybe put some mosses in here or something so that they'll spawn naturally. If not, I'll just put a spawning mop in and do what we can. But yeah, these guys rarely eat in front of me yet. They've only been down here for about a week. Still kind of in quarantine, so I'm not trying to feed them super heavy. I just thought maybe I can get them out for the video. But yeah, these, I mean, beautiful little fish, but really small, really shy. And once they come around, and especially once they start breeding, we'll focus on them a lot more too. So if that's something you're interested in, you know what to do. Now this other larger South American grow out, sometimes I feed the big stuff, sometimes I feed the small stuff. There's our silver dollar, working on getting more for that school. The green terror, who's gonna be big and very, very colorful, and a Bashir that's hiding in here. I'm hoping you guys will finally see him once I feed here. And the best bet of getting him out is to put this smaller food in, because the viper bites sink, and then he gets kind of right on top of it. So I'm gonna hang tight. I'm gonna wait for him to come out, because I'm almost positive he will, and then I'll chime back in. And right on cue, there he is. Of course, he's gonna hide right under that ledge. Ah, here he comes. Always looking for food. They are mostly blind. They kind of see shapes and shadows. This guy being albino might be worse than others. So really, he stays in the dark. He hunts at night. I have thrown some shrimp in here before, and they're there all day long, and then next morning they're gone type of deal. And of course, he's going to disappear now. But yeah, he's working his way around the sponge, just catching things as they fall. So really, the only way to get him out during the daylight is to put food in the water, because they smell it, and it's not too long before they come crawling out looking for a quick snack. But for the most part, until he's really, really big, we probably won't see him a whole lot. But figured I'd take the chance while I can to catch him for you. Beautiful looking fish. And this one I'll feed from a distance, because if I film right over top of them, they aren't going to eat how they usually eat, and the way they usually eat is kind of funny. They do a lot of splashing, a lot of loud noises, so let's see if they'll do it now. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. That koi sticks his whole head out of the water to eat, takes a bite, swims to the bottom to swallow it, and comes right back up. It's kind of funny. From watching other videos, it seems to be pretty typical, but it's kind of neat to have it in the fish room, because rarely do I get a chance to have something this big down here. Again, just holding him until the ponds thaw out in the summer and he can go to his forever home outside, and that will be in an upcoming video. So if you want to see him get moved, again, you know what to do. All right, everybody. Well, that's everybody down here anyway. I'm not going to feed the office tank, because there's just one betta in there keeping it cycle until our new fish come in, which I have received confirmation they are shipped. They should be here Monday, so keep an eye out for that video. Some neat surprises in that shipment. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, thanks for hanging out at Up North Aquatics. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Almost forgot to give some love to the Bettas. Can't forget these guys. Thank you, everybody.